people, welcome back to my channel. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Today's video is going to be a kind of mood read with me vlog. I feel like I have been telling myself exactly what to read for a few weeks now, just for like reading vlogs and stuff like that. So I'm just really fancying just mood reading, picking up whatever I want, just reading the amount of pages that I want, just reading like the genres that I'm feeling that day, whatever, and just kind of getting to some books that maybe don't fit into some like vlog ideas I have, but I still want to like get to this month. So that's why we're doing like a little mood read vlog. I have my TBR cart with lots of books on, and obviously if you watch my TBR jar prompt chooses my August TBR, we obviously have that set TBR, so maybe I'll choose from that, or maybe I'll go rogue and I'll just choose some random ones from my physical TBR. But as it stands right now, I'm in a romance mood, so I feel like this might be potentially a romance heavy week. My dog is crying next to me. She wants her breakfast. But yeah, this is going to be a pretty romance heavy week, I feel like. So yeah, I hope that you enjoy the video and let's go mood read together. I wonder what books we will choose, because being a mood reader, I never know. I never know what I'm going to feel that day. Okay guys, so first things first, because we're mood reading, we need to pick our book of the week, of the day, of the next couple of days, who knows. But because I'm mood reading, I'm just giving myself free rein, whatever I'm fancying, I'm just going to pick up, because I've got so many good books here and I just want to mood read. Like, I just don't know what I'm feeling, I don't know what I'm going to be feeling this week. I just want to breeze through, read what I want, read how many pages I want, not go crazy, just kind of pick up what I'm feeling like day by day. So here is the TBR cart. We need to pick a book. I'm not really sure what I'm feeling. We've got one at the back here as well, the play, but I wouldn't be reading that anyway because I've not read book 2. I'm definitely not feeling a thriller or a fantasy, so they are completely off the cards here. Excuse my appearance as well. All my blondes know that when it is getting closer and closer and closer to New Hair Day, it's actually like all I can think about is getting my roots done. All I want is fresh roots. These roots are not giving, and I just can't wait for my hair appointment because it gives me a mental crisis every single time I'm like nearing the end of this hair and before I get it done again. So I'm just like, oh, like I hate my hair right now. So we're just waiting. We're just waiting so I can get them fresh blonde roots. Although I have been kind of liking the more like caramelly blonde. So who knows if we're going to go for like bright white blonde again, or if we're going to go for like more of a caramelly, warm honey blonde. I'll keep you posted on that. Not that you get. I'm also definitely not feeling the one fiction book that we have. That's not going to get read today. I'm not feeling a historical fiction. I'm kind of just feeling like a romance. Every part of me needs to read a romance right now, and I think that's what we're going to do. So we could read Not in Love by Ellie Hazelwood, which is on the top. This one is her latest release and it's actually on this month's TBR that I picked out anyway, so I probably should read this one. And I have been wanting to read it for quite a while. Maybe we'll do that. Or another one I've been wanting to read for quite a while is The Risk by Elle Kennedy, because I loved the first one. I think it was The Chase in the Briar You series, so I really want to continue on with that series because I feel like I'm kind of forgetting about it sometimes. Another one, Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young. That one I've just heard amazing things about, but I don't know if I'm in the mood for like an emotional romance, if that even is an emotional romance. I'm kind of more feeling just like this kind of romance, or like this kind of romance, just like a silly contemporary. But although I think this one's got deeper themes in it. Like I remember when I got this, I read like the beginning and it says that this one has a happily ever after, but also contains some serious themes. It says it deals with issues such as grief, food insecurity and child neglect. act. So that one's not really giving rom-com actually, but I still really want to read that one. I think we're just gonna go for this one. Yeah, it's actually on the top as well. It's a sign. We're gonna read Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood. Can't wait to read this one. I literally love the pink in the cover. I said this in my book haul and I think in my TBR video, but the pink just scratches an itch in my brain. I loved The Love Hypothesis. That's a 5-star read for me, and Love Theoretically as well was a 4-star, so I've got high hopes for this one. This one could honestly, it could either be low rated or it could be like super high 5-star rating, so we'll have to see. But I'm going to start now before work and we'll see how much reading we can get done before I have to get ready. That I give you my update on this book. So I have read 150 pages, which I read yesterday and completely forgot to update before I went to sleep, so this is me trying. Yeah, so far I'm really enjoying this book, which is honestly surprising me because I felt like it was maybe going to be like my least favourite Ali Hazelwood book, just purely for the fact that it is marketed as more of like a spicier romance and more of like a, that's kind of the forefront of the plot, and I was kind of suspicious of the fact that it might have been kind of just that and we wouldn't get any of the plot or we wouldn't get any of the character depth. I was kind of feeling like it might have overtook the whole book, but it hasn't, surprisingly. So far I am really enjoying it. I love the characters. As per Miss Ali Hazelwood has written like unreal characters. I love the way that she writes female main characters. I just feel like she writes them so kind of relatable in a way and quite like fun and quirky, and she knows how to like write someone that you feel like would be real in real life, if you know what I mean, if that makes sense. Because sometimes I feel like in romance books you kind of just get like a female main character and they don't really have too much personality, but Miss Ali Hazelwood's female main characters always have like their own unique personality, and I really do like that. I also really like the main guy. He is like such a sweetheart. He's giving me golden retriever energy, and I have seen a few people in their reviews saying like he's obsessed with her, and yeah, he's obsessed with her energy. It's given he fell first and he fell harder, which we know is like the best trope ever. And yeah, so far I'm really liking the male main character as well. I feel like they have really great chemistry and I'm loving reading like about them. It's really cute, really like there's lots of like romantic little comments, and although these characters obviously do struggle with problems of their own, they have like complex backstories, complex character traits, even though we have that, they're also being able to be like cute characters together, if you know what I mean. So this book is basically about our main female character, Rue, and she works for this tech company. I think that they make biofuel or something like that. I don't know if that is tech, probably to know that up. And the owner of said company is one of her closest friends. This woman also gave kind of Rue her in to the industry, like kind of gave her a helping hand into the industry. So Rue really respects this woman, and then one day she goes to work and finds out that Eli's company, or he's one of like the partners within the company, is buying or trying to buy out Rue's company. And she's obviously not very happy about this because she doesn't want to go into different ownership. She's scared she's going to lose her job. She doesn't like that they're disrespecting her friend who owns the company. And the catch is that they actually met the night before. They just didn't know who each other were. They met through a dating app and kind of shared a few major secrets about themselves with each other. They kind of like, because they didn't think that they was going to see each other again, they kind of just didn't hold back on what they were saying to each other, kind of discussing their problems that have gone on in the past, that kind of thing. And you kind of get off on that start, and then they see each other the next day and it's like, oh wait, I know you. Awkward. So now they're in this situation where, yeah, they kind of want to be together, but at the same time this is going on. He's trying to buy the company, she doesn't want him to buy the company, and that's kind of like the block within their relationship, along with their other kind of reservations with not wanting to get into a relationship. So far I'm thinking this could definitely be 4-star and above. How it's reading right now, I'm really enjoying it. Like, could it be a 5-star? Maybe. Maybe. I am really liking it, so I'll have to keep going. I am only 150 pages in, so I'm gonna kind of read a little bit now in the garden because it's nice and sunny, and hopefully this could maybe be a 5-star. If it compares to the Love Hypothesis, which I love, then this is getting a 5-star, because that's kind of like my like point. Like, if it matches the Love Hypothesis, then it gets a 5-star, but if it doesn't match that book, then it does not get a 5-star. Another point, this book does switch from third person to first person within like sentences. So like, it might be a sentence from kind of like his first person view, and then the next sentence will be a third person sentence, which kind of sounds confusing. And just a heads up if you're not into that, but so far it's not reading confusing, and it's very easy to kind of switch, if you know what I mean. Like, I understand when each point is switching, and I kind of like it. Kind of feels like we're getting like an outside person telling us the story, so I don't have a problem with that. But yeah, I'm gonna go do some more reading and I will give you my updates later. We're about to go in to see It Ends With Us. And
what are we gonna say our review?
My initial thoughts are that it's gonna be
bad.
It's gonna be middle ground, 50-50. Good, but also not.
Well,
great.
the only thing you can also
we both read the book. That's the book for me is personally what got me into reading. Like, if I hadn't have read that book, I probably wouldn't have got into reading.
That's like one of the first books I've ever read.
And Ella also read the book on holiday, and she really enjoyed it as well. And she's not really a reader.
I hate.
So this book for us was like one that we enjoyed, and I would say at the time I rated it 5 stars. I like really enjoyed the book, but I haven't read one of her books in a while. But at the time, like, I owe my reading journey to Colleen Hoover. What did you rate the book?
I rated the book, well, I actually did really like it. I probably rated 7.
Okay, it's got to be out of 5.
Oh, well, I'd rate, what's a 7 in 5? 3?
A 3 out of 5? That's like middle ground. That's like you...
Past, no, 2.5 is middle ground.
2.5 is not middle ground though in terms of 5-star rating. That's like quite... You wouldn't recommend.
So I'll recommend it a 3.5.
Okay. Okay, so we're gonna go and watch it, and then we'll give
and
our
then we'll be back
full
after.
review.
Woo! So my
we just got back from watching the film, and my review is that I think I'm gonna rate it like a 4 out of 5. I thought it was really good, actually.
I thought it was really good. I thought the start was a bit boring, but I feel like it was actually kind of good. But also the outfits, no.
I feel like it was really well done. Like, I actually feel like it was really good. Like,
yeah.
I feel like compared to the book, the film was very close. Like,
yeah.
They didn't change much.
No, the plot and like the way that was basically the same. Like, it was the same.
But I liked how they took some bits out, like the Finding Dory. They took out. Can you remember?
Yeah, the Ellen scripts, they did not need to be in the first place.
And they took out there was like one clip of Ellen DeGeneres. Yeah,
and it weren't either. It was just on the TV.
I feel like the outfits weren't actually that bad when you was watching it. Like, compared to like the pictures that came out of them filming, they looked horrendous. But like, actually, when you're watching the film, they weren't that bad. Like, they kind of matched the vibe of the film.
Can't agree. I just think that's not how I imagined it, but they weren't like where I'd turn the movie off because it was so bad. Do you know what I mean?
I also feel like I liked how they...
No one's outfits was bad. Like Alyssa's, I would imagine her wearing everything she wore.
Yeah.
The only thing that was bad was Lily's outfits. Like Ryle's was fine, Atlas's was fine.
I feel like a lot of her outfits were just like too much layering to the point where it was like...
I feel like I would imagine her just like, yeah.
I also feel like I liked how they aged up the characters because it, like, I feel like I liked the age that the characters were in the film.
How old were they in the...
I feel like in the book they was written quite a bit younger.
Quite younger.
Early 20s maybe.
Yeah, and I feel like that, apart from Lily, and that's why Alyssa was blonde in the film, was she...
I imagined her brunette.
I can't remember how I imagined her, but her personality was how I imagined.
Yes,
do you know what I mean? Atlas was how I imagined him.
Yeah, 100%.
I did. Like, I imagined Ryle as like that kind of guy, but I did imagine him as Theo James.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, he'd be good looking.
Also,
you know what I mean?
I feel like the casting for young Lily and old Lily was so good. I feel like they looked like they could be like related.
Yeah. But I wouldn't cast, looks wise, I wouldn't cast Blake Lively, but it don't really matter.
And I also feel like they actually did a really good job of like portraying like domestic violence. Like, it was like the way that the press has come out about it, making it kind of seem like it's a rom-com versus the actual film. The actual film is like really good.
Yeah, the actual film I would rate.
And did you see the bit where Colleen Hoover made a little cameo?
No.
I looked at you, but I don't think you realised.
What was she?
You know when Lily goes to the party with like the big curly hair?
Yeah.
Colleen Hoover's one of like the party guests in the
Oh,
background.
really?
Yeah.
I saw you look at me, but I thought you was just judging the outfit.
No.
Oh.
So,
I didn't see Colleen Hoover's cameo, but...
I enjoyed the film and I do recommend watching it. Even if you've not read the book, I would say it's a good film. And also, if you have read the book, then definitely go watch it, because I thought it was like really well done and it was really close events to the book. So yeah. Would you recommend?
I'd recommend it. I feel like if you've read... I feel like it's a movie that you should see, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get on the road.
Evening, guys. We're at a bit of a weird angle right now, but I don't know where my tripod is, and I just wanted to quickly film a little update on the book that I've been reading, which I am thoroughly enjoying. Every time I read an Ali Hazelwood book, I literally just forget how much I enjoy her writing style and how much I enjoy her books every single time. The way that she writes is just like my favourite ever. Like, she is one of my most favourite authors ever. Her books just hit every time, and yeah, I'm slowly but surely working through like her entire backlist of books. I know that she's got another one coming out, I think next year or the end of this year. I think it's called Deep End. I think that's like her debut sports romance, so I'm very excited for that one. But in terms of this book, I am enjoying the fact that it is honestly more of like a deeper romance. It doesn't feel like just like your everyday romance book. It definitely feels like it has way more layers, and I like that it's got like an emotional side to it, because I feel like it makes the characters seem more like connected and in love, that kind of thing. Like, the way that they both have their like different things going on, and then they come together and they're trying to work through those things to be together, feels so like complex and well written, and makes the romance hit harder because of all of that. I've honestly not been doing too much reading today. I've read up to page 300, so we are nearly finishing this book. Like, I think I'll probably finish it tomorrow, definitely. But yeah, I've not done too much reading today because honestly, I've been busy, and also I've just not been, nothing to do with the book at all. I've just not been like wanting to sit down and read and pick up a book, which, oh, I hate that feeling so much. But you know, when you just kind of like, your mind feels a little bit preoccupied and you don't really just feel like you could sit down and focus and read for like a long amount of time. I'm getting that a bit, but it literally has nothing to do with the book at all. Like, I am loving the book, and every time I do eventually sit down and read, I am thoroughly enjoying the story and the characters and the book and the writing. So it's nothing to do with that. It's just kind of like bringing myself to read at the moment, which is not ideal. And I do feel like people should not put pressure on themselves to read like so many books a week or so many books a month, because sometimes you just genuinely don't want to. Like sometimes you just want to sit and enjoy one book and take as long as you want on that one book and not have to worry about like reading like 4 books a week for no reason, because reading is a hobby. And I feel like sometimes I need to remind myself that why am I competing with myself to read as many books as possible? Like, let that sink in. Yup. So I have just been enjoying like reading slowly but surely with this book, kind of reading a little bit every day. And yeah, although it still has only taken me probably like 4 days if I finish it tomorrow, just in terms of how much I kind of read, that is a bit longer for me with a romance book, but I'm really enjoying doing that. And I just feel like I just need a break and just to read one of my favourite authors just slowly and peacefully, and I'm loving it. I'm not sure what book I'm going to pick up for the rest of the week though. We'll definitely have to see when I get round to that. I'm kind of just in my romance mood, but then who knows, honestly. Being a mood reader, who knows. Another thing I actually will mention quickly is I also love the way that she's written the friends in this, like the main characters' individual friend groups. I really like that, and I feel like they also have their own kind of things going on, which you kind of get invested in their plot as well, not just like the main character's plot. And I love how she writes friendships. That's another thing I really enjoy. So yeah, but I'm gonna go to bed now. That's my update. Happy Thursday? Yeah, happy Thursday everyone. I have now, oh my god, why is there so much dust? I have now finished Not in Love, and I'm gonna rate it a solid 4.5 stars because I feel like it was really, really good and I really enjoyed the characters. I loved the story. I felt like it was so well written, but it just didn't give me like that 5-star feeling, but it was still like up there, like highly would recommend. And also I feel like because usually Ali Hazelwood writes STEM romances, they are typically very like sciencey heavy. Like I feel like she talks a lot about science and that kind of thing, and this one didn't read like that. There was honestly very minimal science talk because Love Theoretically, which is like the last STEM one that I read, was very science heavy in my opinion, compared to this one, which was like very much just a subplot. Like it just helps the story. It was part of the story, but it wasn't like delved into. Like you didn't get the ins and outs of her experiments and stuff like that. Obviously this one is marketed as more of a spicy romance, and when I first heard that I was kind of like, this is going to probably just be like all spice, no plot, no character development, no emotion, no nothing. But actually it's really well done, and you can really see why that has to be part of the story, and it kind of makes it more emotional because they're just trying to deal with their feelings and that kind of thing. And I feel like with this story, compared to the other ones, we really got to the depths of two people like trying to get over their own things and like coming together at the end of the book. Obviously that's not a spoiler, it does say happy ending in the beginning. And another thing I will say is Ali Hazelwood literally writes the best book boyfriends out probably any romance author. Maybe on level with Elsie Silver, because come on now, if you know, you know. But yeah, I really enjoy the male characters that she writes. I feel like they're just always so sweet and caring and considerate, and I feel like they just always compliment the female main character so much. It definitely wasn't my favourite STEM romance from her. That still goes to The Love Hypothesis, but then I did rate Love Theoretically a 4.5 stars, so this is on the same level as that one. But which one did I prefer? This is the question. This is a big decision. I think that I preferred... I can't decide. I actually can't decide which one I preferred because they're both special and unique in their own ways. So yeah, they're a draw at the moment. But like I said at the beginning, I'm very much in my romance mood right now. So this was everything I needed and more. And I think like that's the great thing about mood reading. You just get to choose what you're in the mood for at that time, which this was actually on my August TBR, but sometimes you do just have to like stray from your TBR. Like you don't have to stick to it. It's just fun to have one. And I'm really glad that I finally got round to this one because it is her new release and I am trying to make my way through all of her books. So I've still got Check and Mate and Love on the Brain to read. They're the only two I've not read and I really, really want to get round to those two. So I need to get them. So would I recommend? Yes, definitely. And even if you're not like a fan of spicy romances, I think still maybe give it a go because it wasn't like just every single chapter that's all you're getting. Like it definitely went with the plot and with the character development, so it kind of all worked and meshed together really well. So if you give it a go, let me know in the comments if you enjoyed it or if you didn't enjoy it. I'd love to know your opinions. And I like that she is kind of like just like experimenting with multiple different genres. I mean, now she's done the STEM ones, she's got a sports romance coming out, she's done Bride, which was like a paranormal fantasy romance. She's got a young adult one, Check and Mate. I love that she's not just sticking to like one genre because I just feel like that's really fun. And it's fun for us readers to try out the different genres that she's dipping her toes into. So now we need to choose our next read, and I am still very much feeling the romance, but at the same time, I've had like a little craving in me to read the second Game of Thrones book, which is so different from romance, but I just really want to read it, or I want to start it. I think what I'm going to do is, because I have read this romance book today, I think I'm going to read the next Game of Thrones tonight. Just like a little bit of it. I'm not going to read the whole thing, it's literally humongous. But I think I might read like 50 pages, maybe just a couple of chapters, and just every night like just read a couple of chapters. And then tomorrow we'll pick an actual like fresh new book that I want to read over the weekend, which I think is going to be another romance. So I'll just grab what I'm thinking and then we'll discuss. So this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we do a few chapters of this tonight, just so it's not like jumping straight from one romance to another, because I feel like that's not really fair on the new romance that we're starting, because I enjoyed that one so much. So I feel like we're going to do a few chapters of this, which is a literal brick. This could seriously harm someone. Why is there so many pages? It kind of scares me. I read the first one pretty much a year ago. I read it last September, so it's been a year since I've picked up the since I've picked back up the series, and I feel like it's time. It is time to read the second book. So I think I'm going to give it a go, read a few chapters, see if I am still feeling it. But this definitely isn't going to be a book that I read all in one go, because that is ridiculous. This is just, I could never. We're definitely going to have to split this over like a couple of weeks, maybe even a month. And then tomorrow, the actual book that we're going to read fully over the weekend is That Kind of Guy by Stephanie Archer, which I picked up from the works at the weekend. And I'd never heard of the Queen's Cove series before, but they had the whole series. So if I enjoyed this one, I'm definitely going to try get the rest of the series, because the covers are gorgeous for one. And for two, I've heard amazing things about Stephanie Archer's romances, so can't wait to give this one a go. It's nice and short. I think it's like 300 pages, and I think it's a marriage of convenience, which I love that trope so much, so I have very high hopes for this one. So that is the plan. This is the reading plan for the rest of the week. We'll see how it goes, and yeah, I'll update later. Put your hands up if you have just sat here for an hour scrolling on TikTok when you came down here to sit down and start second Hunger Games, but you have been sitting and staring at it, which is on the table, and staring at how many pages there are, and progressively putting it off and off and off and off, and getting more and more and more and more intimidated by it. For reference, this is the book in question. Are we joking? This is literally a brick. Like, I can't. How am I ever going to finish this book? Stay tuned to find out. Let's watch that back. And why do I actually have a problem with saying Hunger Games every time I mean to say Game of Thrones? Every single time I'm telling someone, oh, I'm just like Game of Thrones, Game of Thrones, I always say Hunger Games. Why do they mix up in my head every single time? Question mark. for like the outdoor sofa, if you know what I mean, but we just chuck it in the summer house. So don't mind that. But I'm gonna do like a little midpoint check-in of that kind of guy, which I don't think I've spoken about since I said I was gonna read it. I'll do a little comment about the Game of Thrones situation as well. No, I did not read a single page. Not a single page. It wasn't happening. I was just in one of those moods where I was just scrolling, and I was like, you know when you want to stop scrolling but you literally like can't? I was like, yeah, this is not happening tonight. We will get to that eventually. If you've read it in the comments, just please like persuade me to just read it, because I really want to, but it's just taking a lot of mental willingness right now. But in terms of this book, I am really enjoying it so far. It is just like a cutesy rom-com vibe. Like you can imagine this being like a, just like, yeah, everything you'd expect, you know? It's just giving rom-com energy. It is everything that you would expect, to be honest. I think like this is probably going to be like a 3.75 read. I'm definitely having like a good time with it, but it's nothing groundbreaking to me. But I wanted to read this series first before I read the Vancouver Storm series by Stephanie Archer, because I've heard like incredible things about that one. So I thought I don't want to read that one, which I've heard incredible things about, and then read this one, which I've not really heard anyone talk about, because then I might be a bit underwhelmed with this one. But as an introduction to her writing style, I am thoroughly enjoying it, and I feel like it's really fun. It's really like, it's kind of like some like funny comments in here. It's very like easy reading, really easy to get through, and I would recommend it, like especially if you're going on like a little trip, bring this with you, or if you're going like on holiday, it would be a great holiday read because it's just so quick and easy and cutesy. So this book basically is about our main female character, why have I forgotten? Avery. She really loves the restaurant that she works at. She's the manager. She knows the owner, like they're good friends, and the owner is basically looking to sell the restaurant so that she can move close to her daughter and the new grandbaby. So basically she says to Avery, like, I really want you to buy it because I know that you're going to take good care of it and I really trust you. And obviously Avery like really wants this restaurant anyway, so she is going to go try get a loan, and then when she actually goes to the bank, they're like, you can't get a loan, you've not got enough money or something like that. I don't know. So then that's a bit of a not a great situation for her. And then you've got Emmett, our main guy, and he basically wants to run for mayor because he wants to like change things about the town, because this is a small town. I think it's set in Vancouver, I could be wrong. It's set like on a little small beach town in Canada, I think. And yeah, the beach town like brings in loads of tourists and stuff. It's got loads of like thriving businesses and that kind of thing. But because of the power grid or something, things always like, the power's not great and things always get shut down and that kind of thing. So he wants to be mayor so that he can change all that. He can make some differences to the town and that kind of thing. But he's not getting as many votes as the current mayor because he kind of has like a background of being like not trustworthy. Like he's never had like a long-term girlfriend. He's like switching between girls all the time, that kind of thing. So people don't really see him as the kind of guy they would want as mayor. Like they like him, but they're like, he's not really like the most trustworthy. So these two basically come up with a pact, like an agreement, where they're gonna be fake fiancés. They're gonna fake being together so that he looks like he's like settling down and he's more trustworthy, and she can basically co-sign the loan with him because I think like he's pretty well off, so the bank will accept it or something. And it is like golden retriever, he's a golden retriever, she's a black cat, like that kind of energy. It's fake fiancé, it's small town, and I think every single book in the series is going to follow one of the brothers. I think they're the Rhodes brothers. So this one's obviously Emmett, and then the next one, and then I think there's 4, and each is a different brother. So that's I kind of love that. It's kind of giving Chestnut Springs, but this is Cowboy. But yeah. But if you're looking for like a little small town series, then I definitely recommend this one because it's giving like the cozy vibes. It's giving like the little small beach town. I'm getting like the trees in the background, that kind of thing. So yeah, if you're looking for a fun, quick, easy read that is kind of predictable but in the best way possible, then I do recommend this, and I can't wait to read more. I am here to give an update. I finished the book. I finished That Kind of Guy by Stephanie Archer, and I've decided to rate it a solid 3.75. Like, it was really fun, really enjoyable, very easy to read, but like, is it anything groundbreaking? Probably not, but it's definitely like above a 3, because to me 3 is just like, yeah, it was good, but really not the best. But this one was definitely higher than that. It was like almost a 4. If it was maybe a bit longer and we got a bit more depth and a bit more time with the characters, it would have been a 4. But because it's like so short, it had to be a little bit insta-lovey. So beware of that. I do think that this did feel very insta-lovey, and I don't know if I would believe that these characters would ever be together. Like, that kind of thing, you know what I mean? You know when you read a romance book and you're just like, would these two actually stay together after the book? I did think it was really cute, and like I said, I had a great time reading it, but the romance was very lust over love. Kind of, they had more of like a physical love than a in-depth, like deep emotional love, which I kind of prefer. But listen, you get what you expect, do you know what I mean? I expected it to be like a short, quick, fun, happy rom-com time, and with the amount of pages, you don't have enough time to like make the characters super deep and emotional. I think this series is going to give off such a cozy vibe, because even though I think this was set in the summer, it felt really cozy as well, because obviously they have like quite a lot of storms, and how I pictured it was like there was lots of trees around, that kind of thing. And I just think this is going to be such a cozy little small town series, and I love that so much. And I can't wait to get to like all the different brothers' books, because I love it when it's like an interconnected standalone series, but we follow like brothers, like how the Chestnut Springs did. Like, they're all linked together, and you're gonna see this couple probably in the next 3 books, which I love getting their little cameos as well. The next one does follow her best friend and obviously his brother, so I'm looking forward to that one, and I'm definitely going to pick it up and read it fairly soon. Because if you are looking for like a really cozy, cute rom-com series to start, then I would recommend this one. And in terms of the writing style, Stephanie Archer's writing style, I really enjoyed it. I think that she writes very fun and very like, she puts like a lot of like jokey, witty comments in, and I like that. And she kind of has like a fun flair to her writing, which I just really enjoy. So I can't wait to finish the rest of this series and also start the Vancouver Storm series. So let me know if you've read either of the 2, because I feel like she's going to become like one of my up there romance authors. So yeah, 3.75 this one. It was good. So this week I read Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood, which was a, did I rate this a 4.5, I think? I really enjoyed this one, really enjoyed it. And then That Kind of Guy by Stephanie Archer, which was a 3.75 star. So I've had like a romancy week. I've had honestly the best time just kind of like going a little bit more chill, reading a little bit slower than I usually do, and just kind of taking it day by day what I want to read, picking up whatever book I'm fancying at that time. And I have really enjoyed it. No, I didn't get round to Game of Thrones this week, but there's always next week, am I right? So yeah, this is your sign to have a mood read week. Just read whatever you want, whatever you're feeling. It doesn't matter if you have a TBR and it's getting to the end of the month and you've not read barely any books on it, because TBRs are just for fun. So that brings us to the end of this week and the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you if you stayed to the end, and I hope to see you in the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all of that fun stuff, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.